The first one is really the technology. How do you manage the technology that's ever-changing? What platforms you use, what medium do you use? That's a huge challenge. The other one is the shift in how the public accepts communications, how it accepts ideas. Up to, let's say, 3, 4, 5 years ago, organizations would speak, people listen. Governments would speak, people would listen. Now, the population at large doesn't want to hear from us anymore. They don't want to hear from us as organizations. What they're really interested in is talking to their peers. So these social networks are really about peer-to-peer communication. And the challenge for the United Nations and for other large organizations is how do you insert yourself into that dialogue? The UN is a great brand in a sense, but it's a brand of 1,000 faces. You have the Secretary General, you have the Security Council, you have the General Assembly, you have UNICEF, UNDP. I mean, you have a tidal wave of acronyms. All of these agencies have their own angle, pursue their own needs. So the first challenge for us is to be able to speak, not to speak in one voice, because it's important to have these different voices, but how do you speak from the same platform? One of the ways we have to sell our issues is to talk to news editors and make them understand that there's always been, domestic news and foreign news. Domestic news is what happens at home, foreign news is what happens over there. Whether or not it has an impact at home is secondary. Global news is the understanding that what is happening over there and at home is exactly the same thing. And that's, to me, it's climate change is a primary example. Whether you live in Denmark or in Mali, climate change will have an impact on you, and that's global news, and that's how we have to. That's this concept that we have to sell to news editors to make and it's about them understanding that we do live in, I mean, as corny as it may sound, that we do live on one planet and we do live on one world, and that things, issues, let's say health issues, the SARS epidemic, the bird flu, those are global stories. They'll have an impact on your backyard and across the planet.